Hey everyone, it's Dwayne here. Welcome to another episode of Snapshots from the Summit. 5 minutes of amazing goodness will enable you to unlock the money vault, flip the bird at the 9 to 5, and slash the decades from building wealth, right? You can hear we're at the summit. We've got the wind factor coming in loud and clear today, so you're going to have to listen closely. Okay, so today I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about are you fishing, or are you big game fishing, or are you going floundering, my friends? And what this, it's a symbol, it's a metaphor, right? So just to give you a little bit of a story, I remember when I was a kid, we're back in New Zealand, we used to go to a place called the Bay of Islands, and specifically a place called Paihia. And every night, it used to be around about 5:30, I would race down from our hotel room to the pier, and we'd watch the big game marlin boats come in. And there used to be this like a winch, and they would winch off these blue marlin and black marlin, and they winch them off these boats, and I was just blown away. I was like about 12. I was blown away by just these amazing looking fish, right? And I said to my uncle one day, I'd love to go out on one of those marlin boats and have a go at catching some marlin. And he was looking at me, given the fact that I hadn't been fishing in my entire life. And he said to me, maybe what you should do is you should come out with me one night. And we used to go, and when we got back, we went down to the wharves. And it was night time, and we sat on the end of the wharf, and I had one of those like little handheld, it was like a fishing reel type thing, but it was only a very, very small fishing reel. And we would sit on the end of the pier, and I would, dangle my little fishing rod over the edge and try and catch myself a little fish, right? To see. And he said, because being that I was 12, I was one of these kids that was always up and about, racing all over the place. And I just did not have the patience to sit there and fish, right? So how does this relate to unlocking the money vault whatsoever? Well, in your life, you need to learn to go floundering first before you head out on one of these big game fishing boats, right? Because at the start, it's all about just getting the reps in, right? Just taking of the actions that ultimately give you the ability to be able to go out game fishing, right? I see so many people who are into the 9 to 5, right? Who are like literally jumping off Mount Everest by trying to go game fishing straight off the bat when they don't have the skill set to go game fishing. Because what you don't want to happen at the beginning is you don't want to set yourself up for failure. And that's exactly what happens when you have no skills and you head out game fishing attempting to catch like black marlin, right? You want to make sure that you get some get some reps under your belt, and those reps enable you to be successful initially, right? So if you can go out and catch yourself some flounder, what happens is you get some reps, you've catch some flounder, and then what happens is you reinforce that you can be successful, right? You reinforce being successful. Where if first cab off the rank is you jump into a marlin boat, head on out and start wrestling with some marlins, and you come off worse for wear against some marlins, it's very unlikely that you ever want to go back out marlin fishing, right? So the moral of the story is this: you want to start with small steps that are going to set you up for early success, because the early success is going to create the motivation to want to keep going when the obstacles get harder, right? That's the way that you want to set up unlocking the vault, right? So as an example, a client of mine was, we did this exact strategy, right? She was going to put away, because we wanted to set up a fuck you fund, right? That's the first thing we wanted to do. So she was going to put away $7 a week in the fuck you fund, right? So what we did was we broke it down. So instead of having 1 rep per week, she had 7 reps per week, because what we did was we put $1 a day for 7 days a week into the fuck you fund. So instead of having 1 dopamine hit of success a week, we had 7. Same amount of money, but we had 7 times as many reps, right? So that's what you want to do. So ask yourself this question: how can you set up a small wins for yourself when it comes to unlocking the money vault, my friends? How can you? Now, if you want some help with that, reach on out above or below this episode. You'll find 3 ways. Pick one, and let's have a chat about how we can set up some small wins that will enable you to increase your ability to unlock the vault, flip the bird at the 9 to 5, and slash decades from building wealth. Okay, that's it for this episode. I will be back. I will speak to you again on the next episode of Snapshots from the Summit. Till then, bye for now.